The Blues Fan Forum podcast is presented by Interstate 70 Sports Media Group. I-70 strives to bring you the best sports coverage in the tri-state area. Find them on Facebook or at interstate70sports.media.
This is Jordan Bennington, and you're listening to the Blues Fan Forum podcast.
On the ice, under St. Louis city lights, where the Blues play with all their might. Jordan Cairo, fast on the attack, but defense falters, gotta cut him some slack. In Robert's arms, we find our glory. His skills shine, the team's best story. St. Louis Blues, we wear the crest. In Jordan Bennington, we put our trust to the test. On the ice, we fight and we must, for the city we love. In the blue, no we'll thrust.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to episode 155 of the Blues Fan Forum podcast, your source for Blues news, views, and fan interviews. Presented by Scooters Coffee. Blues fans can score amazing drinks like the signature Carmelicious, served hot, iced, or blended with world-class espresso, fruit smoothies, Scoot energy infusions, and so much more. That is amazing, people. Amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters Coffee. Episode 155 of year 4 for the Blues Fan Forum podcast. I am back, took a week off. Dakota, thank you so much for taking over for me for a week. But Dakota's still here. How are you, Dakota?
I'm good. I'm sure we're going to get into, I guess, everyone's questions as what do we want to do? Do we want to lose all of them or do we want to win some of them? So I'm sure Kelsey's going to be able to kind of walk us through the next 13 games, and hopefully all of us Blues fans agree we want them to shit the bed. But I'm here. Let's drink. Let's talk some Blues hockey.
Yes, and special guest for the week, Kelsey is coming from behind the comment section to now front and center on video. Kelsey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here, hoping I don't embarrass myself, and yeah, down to talk some Blues.
Yes, and here is to us hoping we all embarrass ourselves because that's
Cheers.
the whole purpose of it.
Then I won't feel left out.
Right, exactly. All right. Big shout out. Sam is here joining us. I know I forgot to kind of get a promo out there for when we were getting on. So I'm sure people are like, oh, they're doing a podcast today. So happy that Sam's here. I'm sure we're getting a couple other stragglers here coming in late or maybe just getting ready for the Blues game tonight. Couple of housekeeping notes. Last week, Dakota mentioned about our watch party that we had at Friday South. He thanked the people that showed up. Dakota was not able to make it. I think he said, like, great watch party, whatever. Alabama. Yeah, it's going to be hard to be there for that.
Yeah.
That watch party was actually a complete dud. There was like hardly anyone there besides my family and my friends, except for Hockey Bob showed up. And then I had a couple sitting at the bar that actually were related to a guy that I coach soccer and play softball with, which was kind of crazy. But it's kind of disappointing. I still want to thank Friday South for letting us host. I was worried about doing a watch party all year long because of how bad the Blues have been playing. I wasn't sure how much interest there would be in people showing up. And so that kind of gave me I was like, oh, I think I was a little correct in the fact that people don't want to come. Luckily, though, I'm not smart. And when it doesn't work one time, I should definitely try and do it again. So we're going round 2 for the last ever Blues Fan Forum watch party. And we are going to Hat Tricks in O'Fallon, Missouri this time. Hat Tricks Irish Pub, O'Fallon, Missouri. We will be there on April 11th. The best part about this is it's not going to be a Thursday. It's a Saturday, 4:00 game against the Chicago Shithawks. Okay. So even if we don't care about hockey at that point, we still want to beat the Blackhawks. Like that's just, we never want them to beat us. So Saturday, April 11th, we will be at Hat Tricks in O'Fallon, Missouri. I'm gonna have, I think, like 7 Blues jerseys to raffle off. I just bought, get this shit, Dakota, a Marty Brodeur St. Louis Blues jersey.
That's a relic right there.
St. Louis
Holy
Blues
shit.
legend, Marty Brodeur. So I'll have that, a couple other jerseys to either raffle off or maybe even just give away, plus a bunch of other stuff. So come on out. Again, Hat Tricks Irish Pub in O'Fallon, Missouri. We'll be there April 11th. The game starts at 4 p.m.
I might actually be able to make that one since it's an O'Fallon.
There you go. Yeah, I've been in contact with them for a while, and it's just been really hard to schedule it because they kind of wanted one on Thursday, and I'm like, it's an hour away from me. So I'm like, I really don't want to go there on a Thursday night and then be there till 11 o'clock, get home at midnight, and then somehow have to work Friday morning. So they were nice, let me do a Saturday game, so that'll help. So hopefully, I mean, I'll be there. Hopefully Kelsey's there. Hopefully Dakota can be there. There's a very high chance that unless the Blues go crazy and make the playoffs, this is the last watch party, because I'm shipping myself to Chicago this summer, and I can't really host watch parties from there. So it's going to be hard.
You're not going to Chicago, are you?
Not Chicago. Did I say Chicago? Colorado.
Yeah, Jowser. Damn.
It starts with a C, and I hate their hockey team, so it all goes together. All right. Let's get into some actual hockey. And to begin, Kelsey, I want to kind of get in. I remember when you first commented or you first sent me a message, you called yourself a baby Blues fan, I think is what you said.
Yeah.
So go into your background of becoming a hockey fan and then also becoming a Blues fan.
Yeah. So I didn't follow hockey until this year. And it's because of heated rivalry, and saying that it's a little bit like saying like you met your girlfriend on Tinder, but I mean, it's the fact. So it just is what it is. But I've always been sort of like, I liked hockey, but I went to high school in Ontario. I grew up in New Jersey. I went to high school in Ontario. We had the Guelph Storm, and I went to a couple of those games, mostly to talk with my friends on the bleachers. I don't actually remember watching much hockey. And there were hockey people around me. Like Ty Domi's kid rode horses. So like they were around. And then I went to Binghamton for college. They had the Binghamton Senators. Went to a bunch of those minor league games. I don't even think you call them minor league games. And then I had a job outside Detroit, where I never met them, but we had the Iserman girls rode, and so we had their horses at our barn. And I think Maria still rides, but she doesn't live in Michigan anymore. But so I didn't even know the context of who those people were. I went to my first Blues game last season. My second Blues game this year, I convinced my dad to go. It was like his first hockey game. And I've always loved sports. I really wanted to be a sports journalist when I was a kid. 12-year-old me would be very proud of me right now, just being on a podcast. And as a New York Jets fan, that's like a really, really sad life. And I needed to be disappointed by something else for a while. So, just sort of all the things. Once I started watching, and I played rugby in college, and after playing rugby and then going back to watching hockey, I feel like I understand it better than when I was just kind of trying to watch it as a kid and trying to figure it out on my own. And I started watching and just keep going.
So you kind of just started from the bottom and went 0 to 60 real quick.
Yep. Pretty much.
I mean, to say that you just became kind of a hard-nosed hockey fan, St. Louis Blues fan, and within a couple months you're like, I want to go on a blues podcast.
Why
Like,
the hell not?
that's amazing. That is awesome. Although I might have to kick you off, because if you're a Jets fan, I'm wondering if that Jets disease is just somehow infecting the St. Louis Blues, and that's what our problem is.
Well, hey, the game I went to this year was when they beat the Panthers 5-4.
Oh, okay.
So
you have some good luck. So, and the Panther, we've been dominating the Panthers for some reason this year. Makes no sense, but
I mean,
but I
beating
do
a
get
team
it.
without
I did
Barkov-
worry for a second if I brought it with me. It's like totally fair.
well, at least the Jets have Geno Smith back. You're safer.
Yeah, we're good. It'll be good. It's golden.
All right, that's a cool story though. Like you said, I'm kind of jealous being in Ontario, just being around that minor league hockey. I would love that.
Yeah, like my friends in high school played for the Storm. I had no idea. So now I have a soft spot for Torpchenko because he played for the Storm.
Okay,
it was after I was there, but yeah, it'd be just kids would show up in full Storm gear. And I had no idea. They're actually legitimate.
You're like, oh, these people are good. I know in the past, Peoria, Illinois used to have the Peoria Rivermen, and they were the AHL team for the St. Louis Blues. But at that point in my life, I didn't care about the St. Louis Blues that much, and I definitely didn't care about who or where their minor league team was. So, but now that I know that, some of my friends are like, yeah, we would go up, watch a Peoria game, and then we'd go drink with the players afterwards. And I'm like, damn, I would love that right now. That would be so fun.
I love minor league sports. I wish we had a minor league baseball team. I'd go to that more than cards anyway.
All right.
It's so fun.
Sam gives us a lot of insight on the Springfield Thunderbirds and just the access that they have to players, the players that were just around and able to just kind of hang out after games. It's definitely, once they get to the NHL, they're kind of like, yeah, don't touch me, don't talk to me, which I understand. There's significantly more fans and they're always being hounded. So, but yeah, just being able to be around either an AHL team or a juniors team like the Guelph Storm would be pretty cool. So,
I didn't understand it at the time, but
all right. Let's get into some current St. Louis Blues hockey then. It seems like the Blues kind of had an off week. Since the last episode, they've only played 2 games, which with the compacted schedule because of the Olympics and all that, I feel like we've been playing 6 games a week. So these 2 games just feel like I'm like, man, is there a Blues game today? No. Is there a Blues game tomorrow? No. When's the next one? So last game was Wednesday, March 18th. Blues played at Calgary, ended up losing 2-1 in a shootout. A game that if you are on the Blues want to make the playoffs train, probably needed to win and not lose that in a shootout. And then the other game would have been Saturday, March 21st against Vancouver. Vancouver, the worst team in the league. Blues handle business 3-1, although that is a game that if you are on the I want the Blues to lose and get the top pick in the draft, that's when they definitely needed to lose. Kelsey, thoughts on watching the Calgary shootout loss or the Vancouver win? They also seem like they were 2 months ago. So for me, I don't know why.
They feel like they were a long time ago. I barely remember the shootout other than just feeling like I was surprised it got that far. And there's good moments and then there's just not. And it's hard to be consistently good if you're not consistent.
The only consistency we have is being inconsistent.
Yeah.
That's
No
that's our
shit.
that's our consistency. All right. Are you, Kelsey, on the train of I want this Blues team to continue to win with the hopes of potentially getting into the playoffs, somehow sneaking in? Or are you on the we should probably start losing some more so we can like guarantee a top 3 pick?
I want to watch winning. I mean, I get both sides, but again, I came here as a New York Jets fan.
You have
seen
enough losing.
I've seen enough losing in my life. I want to watch somebody win. I want to somebody be good at something. And I don't know. Because I am a newer fan, I can't speak to like the strife and struggles of the last few years. But yeah, I don't know. I want to watch win. If they sneak in, great. I don't think that they will, but I'm sure they'll shoot themselves in the foot and land somewhere in the middle. But
That's the spirit.
Dakota, you're
that's
on
the realism.
Yeah. Dakota, you're on the lose train, right?
No, I want them to win out. I mean, I honestly, like, I'm tired of losing, honestly. And I know there's a lot of Blues fans that are going to hate me for saying this, but like, why not, right? Like, what do they have to lose? Fuck the draft picks. Like, we can already see that our team is kind of built for the future. We're just gonna sit on and house a couple picks. If you don't get the top 3, you're kind of fucked. I know this is a kids podcast, part of my language, but like honestly, like we just really need to kind of like build for the future, and the future is now. And I know that Jacob's mentioned that plenty of times on the podcast. Like the Calgary game really hurt. I mean, besides the piss poor officiating, I mean there was 14 penalties for the Blues, or 14 PIMs for the Blues and 10 for the Calgary Flames. And Robert Thomas chewed out the officials. I want to touch on that. Not many guys. That's captain level. I mean, chewing out the officials. That guy immediately gets the C for me. But I think the Blues need to win out. The Blues need to win. They need to not lose. We suffered a heartbreak last year at the end of the year. We just can't continue to get heartbroken. You know, let's start building our way up. If we win out and we miss the playoffs, we're looking a whole lot different than losing and being like, fuck, what are we going to do with next year? If we win out and then we're like, oh, fuck, like we got something cooking, right? No?
They're not playing like they're giving up.
See, that's the spirit, Kelsey. Bring that same energy.
I'm here. I don't know. I mean, what do you mean bring it? I'm here.
I like Cody's view here. It's kind of a best of both worlds. Cody says he's enjoying the young kids getting time and playing well, but finding ways to lose. So you're watching good hockey. I think Luke was kind of on this too. I want to see a good game. I prefer that the over hit, so lots of goals were scored, so it's exciting. And then I prefer that the Blues lose. Okay?
Then you got Jason. He's like, yeah, but we need a superstar for offense. No, we don't. We've got so much offensive ability on the roster right now. We just got to keep moving forward. We got to get those guys ice time so they can kind of understand their roles going into next year. Good point, though, Jason. That's my coworker.
Oh, okay, nice. What if? How great would this be if the Blues kind of play well? You're getting some wins, getting some losses. Realistically, I posted today. There's 13 games left. If the Blues win 9 of their 13, they will have a 20% chance to make the playoffs. Like 9 out of 13. That's still a good run.
I think I need to see your numbers on that.
Well, it's from some website, so you'll have to ask them for their work. I just stole it. I don't even remember what the website was. But if they win 9 of their 13, it said they would have a 20% chance. Now that obviously, if we're winning 9 of our 13 and the teams ahead of us are losing 9 of their 13, like our chances would increase by a lot. So it also depends on what those other teams are doing. But I would imagine that is calculated in there somewhere. For reference, though, of our last 13 games, the Blues have won 8. So, like, we're on pace if that continues. The schedule isn't super scary either. Like, Washington isn't fantastic. You have San Jose then, who's fighting for a playoff spot. Then you have Toronto, who is somehow worse than us and has like no players because Matthews is hurt. Then you got San Jose again. Kings are fighting for a place. The Ducks are somehow leading their division. We do have 2 games against Colorado, which is not going to be fun. And a game against Minnesota thrown in there. So maybe those are your 3 losses that you're allowed to have. But we could, I don't know. You could kind of see it going either way. And actually, by the end of this episode, we're going to have Kelsey go through each of those games and decide if we're going to win or lose. And we'll kind of see where we end up. Let's see. Cody did mention that there is a good right-handed defenseman right behind Gavin McKenna or Ivar Stenberg. I believe he's talking about Veerhoff would be my guess. Let's see. Jason brings up that we could have 2 or 3 top 16 picks if the Islanders and Detroit keep battling for the last wild card. Only one of them can make it. Partially true, Jason. That would be good for Detroit. The first round pick we got from the Islanders is actually Colorado's first round pick. So we just need Colorado to lose in the first round. But if Detroit does not make the playoffs, that's who we are rooting for to suck. So their first round pick is somewhere in the lottery. All right. I was going to tell everyone about this new feature that we had. We're just starting it today, and I just kind of came up with this. You guys might notice the dot on Dakota's face. If Dakota says anything that you don't like, you can just post bang. If you just comment bang, and it'll actually send a shock, and it'll shock him. So yeah, it's just a new feature we came up with.
You're gonna get sniped from behind.
Yeah. So Cody did bring up Reed. Cody, is his first name Cam? Is it Cam Reed? I think another defenseman that I know is getting high praise in the top. I know the draft from what I've read and most recently it's been a big top 3. It's been that McKenna, Stenberg, Veerhoff, then that Reed is next, and then I actually saw something today, Chase Reed. Cody, you just added Chase Reed. So yeah, I would still prefer top 3. We haven't. What was our last top 3 pick was probably Pietrangelo. Dakotas, does that sound right? I think Pietrangelo.
Yes.
Top 3 pick. So
yeah, boy, was he good.
He turned out.
We
okay.
we can all wish and dream that he'd come back and save us all from this bullshit that is the Blues. But
he's not even playing hockey right now.
I know. Damn it.
Yeah.
Get the band back together. Let's rerun 2019. Like I said, I've been saying all along. Tyler Tucker needs to beat the shit out of somebody in practice. Then we know that everything's all right. Hasn't happened though.
All right.
Put it on your dream board.
There you go. We'll just manifest
absolutely.
it. Manifest
If I just
it.
talk about it enough, it'll happen.
All right. So Dakota is on the win now train. Let's see what happens. Kelsey is on the I'm here to win train because she's a Jets fan, so she has to say that because she gets enough losing in the 17 weeks of football that she has to watch. Even with Justin Fields, your Lord and Savior Justin Fields didn't work. Crazy. Nobody saw that coming. Except everybody but Jets GM.
I had this really horrible experience at a Jets game. I went out to fly out and I talked to somebody in customer service and they're like, so sorry, we'll send you something. They sent me a mini helmet signed by Justin Fields. I was like, I think I would have rather had nothing.
I mean, as a Jets fan, having the butt fumble, you guys, that is just synonymous with just how shitty you guys have been. So
it's
rough. Especially when you consider that Mark Sanchez was the last time we had anything to be proud about, and that is the butt fumble era. That was the last time our team was remotely successful.
Yeah. Did the butt fumble happen in the playoffs?
No, it happened on Thanksgiving.
Oh, even worse when more
So
people
it
were
was,
watching.
yeah. So it was like prime time. Everybody watched an
Okay.
Island game.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It's been a long time.
So,
Now Mark Sanchez is in jail. Boy, how the
I know
tides have
that
turned.
makes me really sad because he was a really good commentator. I really liked him as a color guy. It's really quite unfortunate.
uh so we're on we want the Blues to win. If they could win 13 in a row and make the playoffs, that would be sweet. But we're just hoping for positive development of the young guys, kind of like Cody brought up, seeing that happen. Kelsey, kind of assuming we get some more wins, whether we make the playoffs or not, you even mentioned it's going to be hard to do. Does wins or the way that the Blues are playing change the thoughts for the offseason? So at the trade deadline, Robert Thomas's name was tossed out there. Colton Parayko, they tried to trade. He uses no trade clause. Jordan Kyrou is always thrown out there. Buchnevich typically thrown out there. And it sounds like Doug and Alexander Steen are ready to make moves in the offseason. You can throw Jordan Binnington out there. They've kind of mentioned that trading a goalie is easier in the offseason than it is at the trade deadline. So if the Blues continue to win like they're doing since the trade deadline ended, do you see these potential moves still happening of any of those star players being let go or being traded? Or do you think they kind of go, you know what, maybe we do have something here?
I mean, doesn't this stretch right now sort of feel like the runway for that? Like the experiment that they're doing right now? Like, I don't know if you could answer that right now, but I think they'll are looking to get some answers before the end of the season. It seems like. I mean, I also with the changing of the hands, like how does that affect the plans? Like I don't know enough to know. But it certainly seems like they're figuring that out right now.
Dakota, what do you think? And then I'll throw my 2 cents in.
I mean, I feel like at this point, I don't really think if there's going to be some additions, there's going to be a huge subtraction. But I just don't see that happening, right? Like I think we're trying to kind of keep the team where it's at. I think the biggest acquisitions happened during the trade deadline, and I think that the team going forward is going to be made up of mostly young talent. We're kind of doing the same thing the Cardinals are doing now, and boy, I hope the Cardinals just shit the bed. But I think that the Blues really do have a recipe for success. You get the contract squared away. You get everybody signed. Everybody's got a long-term deal, at least a 2-year deal, that where Steiner kind of gets himself familiarized with the system and how everything works and kind of gets himself really under control. And I really do think if you let the team manifest into a really good team, that it will happen, right? Like if we just maybe didn't suffer so many injuries this year, or maybe we didn't start off so shitty, we would be talking something differently right now. I think the Blues next year are going to come with a different MO. Like they're going to come in and say, why can't we, right? Why not us? We barely made the playoffs last year. We definitely shouldn't have been there. And had we not lost in OT to one of the best teams in the conference, maybe our story would be a little different this year. But I think we have the right pieces in place. I think the biggest question for them in the offseason is who's going to be your captain, but I think all of us kind of know who that's going to be. But no, it just next year needs to be the turning of the guard, I guess, or the changing of the guard. Out with the old, in with the new, same with the players. Okay. Now we've got new young talent. Let them do what they need to do. And hopefully we're sitting here next year, I would say third in the conference, first in the wild card, at worst.
Dakota, after the end, or actually, if you can think back to last year at this time, how are you feeling about the St. Louis Blues?
We went on a fucking heater. I was on cloud 9. But
okay,
going into the Olympic, not the Olympic break, going into the Four Nations, I was like, we're screwed. We'll try to keep it PG. We'll minus the F words here. We're screwed. I kind of had the same feeling coming out of the break, right? We went on a heater. We won 5 games, and I was like, oh, I think we won 3 in a row. I was like, shit, we couldn't find a streak if it slapped us in the face. Now it's like, why not? Like, let's keep kind of pushing the boundary. Like, draft picks will come and go, but you kind of want to see what your team can do. This is essentially what your team will look like next year. So why not kind of test the waters, get some people some ice time that you want to play next year as a tandem or a line? Who knows? See what they have to offer, right? Like, start developing that chemistry now when it really doesn't matter, so that you can kind of go into next year kind of picking up where you left off.
So to play devil's advocate, because Dakota and Kelsey, you guys are kind of on the same team here of, we want to keep, if this train is moving, let's keep it going. This train was a bullet train at the end of last season and would just run everybody over and didn't care who they were until we got to until we got to the final minute of Game 7 of the first round of the playoffs, and then the train halted very quickly. But the thought process that you guys both have of, let's see what this team is playing well, let's see what they are to next season, is exactly what we would have said at the end of last season. And then we brought in some extra help in Bukestad and Pia Suter, and we're like, all right, these guys will help us. And now somehow this team that was the best team in the NHL for the end of last season almost took down the President's Trophy winners of the first round of the playoffs, is in line for a top 5 pick in the draft. So is there any sort of like, oh shit, this is almost exactly what happened last year and it didn't work out, so we actually do need to blow something up? I guess would be my only like, oh, I'm kind of scared of that. Just being shit this year, not doing anything about it, and then hoping that we're going to be good next year, but then ended up being just shit again next year. Instead of shit, let's say Jets. Just the Jets again next year.
Fair. Fair. Works in both leagues. I mean, you didn't have an Olympic break last year.
We had a smaller, very small, shorter 4 nations tournament, but yep.
Was it the same like post break that they just like pedal to the metal?
Yeah, I think at one point we won 12 games in a row, maybe 13. Yeah, that we were last year, nowhere close to a playoff spot. Go on a crazy run. Robert Thomas was like a top 5 player in the league as far as like points in the last like 25 games of the season. Just pure domination everywhere. Go into play the President Trophy winner Winnipeg Jets, the best team in the league. And just when we played them at home, we beat them like 5-1, 6-0. Like Connor Hellebuck, the best goalie in the league, got yanked in 3 games. So it's like, but then we lost in heartbreaking fashion. And so now you're kind of like, are we just going to do that again? And like I said, last year ended so well. This year has just been bad, but this year is ending well. So is next year just going to be bad again if you don't do anything?
Would you feel better if they ended badly about next year?
Some people probably would be. Who was it? Jason's where'd it go? Dakota pulled it off. Yeah. Jason wants us to lose. That's why I think a lot of Blues fans are on the let's just end like shit or end like the Jets and get that top pick. Somebody who then maybe that is your change. Your change isn't we have to get rid of Kyrou, we have to get rid of Thomas, we have to get rid of something. Your change could be we now have McKenna on my second line, or we now have Veerhoff behind Parayko, Mayu, and he's the third right D-man, whatever that may be. D-men sometimes take a little bit longer, so he might not be NHL ready.
I mean,
sure
hypothetically,
Cody will let me know.
Are we wanting the Blues to go cold, let's call it, or Jets, to end the year, or are we wanting them to kind of go 500 And are we hopeful for a new year, new start, new team kind of thing? Because if they start anyway like they did this year, the Blues are going to be immediately written off by basically the entire NHL and probably their fans. Because something's got to give, right? Like we sucked for so long. We had so many great teams and opportunities to win a cup. It only took fucking 52 years. Again, apologize for the F word. But like at this point, you have one. Why not go chase another one? And I believe the team that we're like preparing to put on the ice every night could have that opportunity. Do we have the depth like a, Florida or a, Edmonton? No. But Edmonton also bought half of their roster to get to the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference Finals every single year now. We didn't. This is mostly homegrown, right? Like there's been a couple additions here and there, but they're not like grade A superstars. We're not going and getting, the Connor McDavid at the trade deadline. We're trying to grow this talent from within. So like it just, for me, I feel like the team just can't suck going into the start of next year, because that's just going to leave a lot of question marks. Do we have what it takes? Should we have sold more? Right? I think we can all ask that. Should we have sold more? Should we have gotten rid of less or more and gotten less?
Kelsey, how long have you been a Jets fan?
Unfortunately, my entire life. Okay. 33 years.
So this conversation that we're kind of having with the Blues is probably a conversation that happens a lot with the Jets of, I don't know, if the Jets won like their last 3 games for some reason, even though they lost every other game before that, would you be excited for next season and would you expect higher things? That's kind of what the Blues have done, is just been bad all season. And now towards the end, when it's very unlikely that we're going to make the playoffs, we're playing well.
I mean, I think you get excited when parts are working. I think it's hard not to get excited when parts are working. And then you can imagine how you use those parts, in the future. I don't think that's a bad thing. Maybe you call it a moral victory if you can see parts working, but they're not winning. I still want to win though.
Right.
Like it's just, that's why we watch, right? Like that's why we're here.
All right. I have a couple things from the comments that I wanted to pull up. I did have Jason fact check me. I thought Petro was a 3rd pick, but he said Petro was 4th pick. So I was wrong on that one. And then Cody went ahead and put up what are our top 3 or any picks that we've had in the top 3. So it would have been 2006, 1979, and 1978. So it's been a while. It's been 20 years. I can do that math. All right. And then Sam had a good question. If Jordan Binnington ends up getting traded this year, her question is, who do we take up from Springfield? Do we bring up Zarenko, Rami, or Will Cranley? Or the other option would be Cody brought up, maybe we sign somebody, just another free agent somewhere else. Kelsey, what do you think? And we got a couple. I can give you a little background on Zarenko and Rami are kind of just career AHLers. Still sort of younger, might be probably around 24, 25-ish, but don't really project to be NHL starters at any point. Will Cranley, a little bit younger, but was playing in the 2nd division, the ECHL earlier. Would have a lot of work if he was going to project to be an NHL starter at some point. So you kind of got those guys in the AHL, or you could try to find a free agent. What do you think?
None of those sound like great options.
Right.
I don't know. I have a hard time seeing them moving Binnington. So it's hard for me to like go down that road. I don't know. Those don't feel like options.
So you're probably on we go find a free agent somewhere, maybe an older guy that
If
back up
if
Joel Hofer or something like that.
if they move Bennington, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need that experience in there.
Dakota, you're for some reason our resident goalie expert. What do you think?
I mean, for me, I've always kind of thought that Zarenko was going to be the easy move up. I think you got to trust a lot in Joel Hofer. And I don't think the Blues have. I think they've tried to always kind of cushion themselves with Jordan Binnington. I think he definitely peaked in 2019. I will say he peaked in probably 2020, RIP COVID year. But my thing is like Zarenko is going to be your best option coming up out of the AHL ranks. I think he's got a touch of the NHL experience. I think he has like maybe 1 or 2 games, but somebody fact check me. I knew fucking Jacob was about to hop on that shit. Oh, fuck.
Cody and Sam have already been talking about it. I do remember Zarenko getting called up at one point, but I don't remember him playing. So that's kind of what Cody has said. He has not played any games, but Sam brought up that he did get called up at one point. But yeah, I don't think he ended up in playing any games.
Okay. But yeah, I would say Zarenko. I just say again, my passion is like just trusting in the youth. That's the only way you're going to really see what the hell you've developed. The Cardinals used to do this all the time, and then for some reason, they just stopped. The Blues need to do the same. Like if you draft well and you cushion them well in the AHL and they play enough games, you're going to create really good like players. Trust in that, right? Zarenko needs to be called up. JB, I appreciate you, buddy. You're never going to have to buy a beer in St. Louis, but your time here in St. Louis has probably come to an end. He's done a really good job for us. It's just we gotta start trusting in the guy that is Joel Hofer. And if you haven't noticed, he's been playing way more games than JB. And for good reason, right? Look at his stats. His stats back it up. Again, he started off the year like shit. We all, cursed at him and, wished he wasn't in net. But now that's the guy we really do wish, is between the pipes.
All right. I'm going to tell you guys about some cool stuff to buy. So make sure you guys go get some Scooter's coffee. I actually like Scooter's coffee a lot more when it's warm out because for some reason I don't like to buy hot coffee. I'll just have hot coffee at home, but I like to buy iced coffee or definitely the Caramelicious because it's like coffee and ice cream mixed together. It's amazing. So now that it's starting to warm up, I'm all about my Scooter's coffee. So make sure you guys are checking out our Scooters in Highland, Illinois or in Collinsville, Illinois. If you guys cannot check those out, you can look at any of the other 30 locations in the greater St. Louis area. That is amazing drinks, amazing people, amazingly fast Scooters coffee. Also, make sure you guys check out Imprint Labs. They are our resident do everything type of material people. So if you want a cool koozie cup with your logo on it, they got you. If you need a hat with your logo on it, they got you. If you want a Blues jersey with your logo on it, they got you. Metal prints. I don't have my metal print, but metal signs, if you want those, they can do that. So lots of things. I need to get them actually. Maybe I'll do this. I'm going to have them make a metal sign of the USA winning gold in the Olympics, I think. And maybe we'll do something for that for the watch party. That would be cool. So
you mean the women's, right?
Both. Who cares? And the Paralympics. I mean, we swept Canada.
3 for 3.
Yeah. So all of them. Maybe I'll just get one of Canada, a Canadian man, a Canadian woman, and a Canadian athlete for the Paralympic team crying. I'll just get all 3 of them.
Hell yeah.
So yeah. Imprint Labs is the place to go. You guys can find them on Facebook or Instagram. And then I mentioned earlier, April 11th, that is a Saturday. We will be at Hat Tricks Irish Pub in O'Fallon, Missouri for our what's most likely going to be the last ever Blues Fan Forum watch party, unless Dakota wants to get on these and do them himself. So maybe he's looking excited.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
All right. I'll have to give him some stuff, I guess. So those are things you can buy or come hang out with us. So Kelsey, our last little exercise I want to do here is the St. Louis Blues have 13 games left. And I want to go through these games and just see what you think if we are going to win or going to lose. You don't even have to give me any crazy details of like what the score is or if it's overtime or whatever.
No, we're going first take, hot take.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to win or do you think we're going to lose? All right. So the first game is tonight at home against the Washington Capitals.
Win.
I like that. Let's
go.
Thursday, the 26th at home against the San Jose Sharks.
Win.
2 in a
Oh
row.
shit!
That's
Starting
actually
off
3 in a row.
here.
You count the Vancouver game. Saturday, the 28th at home against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Say it.
They really should win that. Win.
All right.
That's right. Minus Austin Matthews. Keep it going.
There's no Austin Matthews. Monday, the 30th, the Sharks come back for potential revenge after we just beat them on Thursday. We are at the Sharks now this time.
Yeah, loss.
All right. We lose
There
to the
we
Sharks.
are. Okay. What are you gonna
Okay. Wednesday, April Fool's Day at the LA Kings.
Win.
Is that a joke or is that real?
do?
Friday, the 3rd, away at the Anaheim Ducks.
Lose.
Okay.
Ouch.
2 hard ones coming up. Sunday the 5th and Tuesday the 7th. We play at Colorado, and then Colorado plays against us at home.
I think we lose on the road, win at home.
All right.
We'll split
Let's
that.
go.
Okay. Thursday the 9th, we play at home against the Jets.
Win.
Okay. Saturday, there's only one answer for this one, but I'm going to say it. I'll read it to you anyway. Saturday, April 11th, we'll be at Hat Tricks at O'Fallon watching this game all together. We're playing the Blackhawks.
Should we say it together? Win.
Win.
Okay. The 13th, we got 3 games left. The 13th at home against the Minnesota Wild.
Lose.
All right,
Okay.
there's 3 losses.
The next day, Tuesday, the 14th at home against the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I gotta lose.
Lose to the Penguins. Okay. And then
I'm sorry, man.
Thursday, last game of the season against the Utah Mammoth at Utah.
Win. They'll probably lose just enough.
Okay. Do you have any idea how many wins you picked?
I think just enough for them to miss the playoffs.
I got you down for 8. And 8 wins kind of makes it like almost
Honestly, that
guaranteed that
feels-
you won't.
Right.
So yeah, I think that did
Let's hope I'm wrong.
well, I think you kind of
All right.
justified what you said of you want them to play well, which 8 out of 13 is still respectable, but you don't think they'll make the playoffs. So you kind of nailed exactly what you said earlier. So I think she's been like a closet hockey fan for a long time. She's just trying to trick us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mentioned to Kelsey and Dakota that we kind of had a strict time frame on this one. We were going to try to get out of here right at 6:50, and it is exactly 6:50. The reason we are getting out of here is because if you are watching this on the Interstate 70 Sports Media Facebook page or YouTube page, as soon as we get off, Roundabout Sports will be coming on to talk about a lot of the St. Louis Cardinals, a little bit of the Kansas City Royals, and just kind of getting you guys excited for opening day, which is it this week?
Tomorrow,
Thursday.
I think.
Is it Thursday? Oh,
I
okay.
thought
So
tomorrow was opening day.
is maybe tomorrow for MLB, and then Cardinals don't play.
Because I
till
believe
Thursday?
they usually go opening day on a Thursday, off on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's when they close the series.
Oh, I don't know.
Fact check
me-
me though now, Kelsey. I feel like this is about to happen. I'm gonna lose. Fuck. Damn it. I
For
could have
me,
swore it was Thursday. Shit.
Baseball doesn't start till
Opening-
hockey ends. So
There's a standalone game tomorrow between the Yankees and the Giants, followed by a traditional full slate of games on Thursday, March 26th.
Okay.
Let's
So opening day
go.
for baseball is tomorrow. For Cardinals, it's Thursday. You both win.
Thank you very much.
All right. Dakota, anything else?
No, let's hope we just absolutely wipe the floor with Alexander Ovechkin. Let's go Blues.
That would be cool. Kelsey, anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Kelsey, I appreciate you coming on. 50 minutes flies by, doesn't it?
I think we did good.
I mean,
Mhm.
we could keep talking, but we got Roundabout Sports that's going to come on and talk about maybe. I mean, the Cardinals aren't expected to do very well either, but they're kind of in their youth movement type of thing. I actually saw a post today that this Cardinals roster is the first roster since 1995 that does not have a former All-Star on it.
Saw that.
How crazy is that? All right. Go get your coffee from Scooters. Check out Imprint Labs and come and hang out with us at Hat Tricks on Saturday, April 11th. Kelsey, give me a big let's go Blues, and we'll get out of here.
Let's go Blues.
All right. See you, everybody.